Okay, it's finally time to give you directions on how to do your personal fitness plan. So we've learned the principles of the components of fitness. We learned the principles of exercise. Now we're going to put all that together and work on a personal fitness plan for you. The first place you're going to start probably is looking at your own physical fitness test scores. Now we're not per se using this sheet anymore, but you should be aware of this. Every test you do, so this is the boys test right here. If they were to run the mile and you were around between 15 and 10 minutes or down to 9 minutes, you would be in what we would have the red zone here, which we would say is below the healthy fitness zone. HFZ is healthy fitness zone. If you could get into the yellow, we would say that you're in the healthy fitness zone, and if you could get into the green, that you exceed the healthy fitness zone. All right? So our goal for everyone is obviously to be over here, but we know it's not going to happen. So we ask that you at least move up one step each semester that you're in PE class, and hopefully you, by the end, you're moving up 5 or 6 steps. Each of our tests does that, okay? Then we take your test and we apply it down here, which is actually our pre-test score. And you can see this is a red. 15 push-ups was a red, sit-ups was a yellow, which means in the healthy fitness zone. Sitting reach was a red. The BMI and body fat are not graded, so they actually come in a color, but it's not being graded. We also have these steps then. Here's the 930 on a mile would be a step 4, and you see it shows step 4. These are times 10, so 40 points for this. All these other 3 are worth 5 points, so this is 15 points for this, 30 points, and we have 10 points, adds up to 95 points for this particular student. That's their pre-test score. If we look, anywhere between 0 to 100 over here would be in the red, meaning that this student is below the healthy fitness zone on average if we put everything together, but he was actually in on the sit-up score. Everything else he was below. If we look at the post-test scores here, he actually went up and he went to 145. So he actually went up 50 points, which was an A. How did they calculate that? Well, he started as a red, so he looks over here, 0 100, he's a red. To get an A, if anywhere between 50 to 75 points is an A, 26 to 49 would have been a B, 1 to 25 is a C, 0 improvement would have been a D or an F. Okay? So that's basically it. What we're really trying to do is encourage your fitness. So how do you do that and put it into a plan? We have this little worksheet we're going to do, and it really is pretty simple. You put your name, period, you put your attendance number on it, etc., and your teacher. You're going to then take that last video that I did, and you probably have some paperwork too. You're going to describe or define the principle of overload. Now, it should be more than one sentence. What is overload? How would you use it? Same thing with the principle of progression. Same with the principle of specificity. What is aerobic exercise? What is anaerobic exercise? What does it look like? What does it feel like? How would you do it? Things like that. Okay? Be as specific as you can on this. If you don't be specific, we'll probably hand it back to you and ask you to do more. We want to know that you understand all of these. The second part is this FIT principle then. You take them, the FIT, F-I-T-T, frequency. What is it? Don't just tell me that it's how often you exercise, because that's not going to be the only answer. How often should you exercise then? 2 to 3 times a week for whatever, so on. Same thing with intensity, time, and type. Don't just give me one sentence on that. It's not going to be enough. We're going to hand it back to you. The second page on the back side of that then is where we start getting into what about you? What are you doing? You're going to put your mile run, your pre-test result, your pre-test step, and then you're going to kind of what is your goal for the post-test for all of these. Just kind of like we need to start setting goals in our personal fitness. I know we're kind of far into the semester, but it will still work. The bottom half then is using the FIT principles to see how you would develop a fitness plan for the next 4 weeks. And you're not actually going to do this fitness plan, and this is actually a lot easier than it used to be. We used to have to do a calendar and all that. All you have to do now in week 1, we already have the frequency aerobic exercise. We're going to say you're going to jog. Remember, you're not doing this, but we're going to put it on there. You're going to go for a jog. Frequency is 3 to 5 times a week we're going to do this. Okay? I stands for intensity. You need to calculate your target heart rate. Your teacher will give you a target heart rate sheet to help you calculate that. Whenever we exercise aerobically, it should be in our target heart rate. The first T stands for time, so you're going to say how long. And the key is that we need to see as teachers in this time is your principle of progression and principle of overload a little bit. Remember, in progression we talk about starting slow, so maybe you start 20 minutes here, which would be the minimum of aerobic exercise. Then you might need to kick it up to 25 and then to 30 and maybe to 40, but I'm showing overload and I'm showing progression in that. Okay? On this side, we have to act like we're in the weight room, which is anaerobic exercise, right? We want to say how many pounds did you lift and how many repetitions did you lift. I'm not going to give you all the answers. You've obviously, the boys have been to the weight room, girls have been to the cardio lab. Think about what you've done for pounds and then repetitions. How many sets and how many repetitions did you do? We have the sets here. There's set 1, there's 2, there's 3. Each of these should have a weight. Each of these should have repetitions done. Okay? If you have any questions, you can consult your teacher. And the last thing I want to point out is this muscle guy. We need to be aware of what the muscles are and also the names of them, because on your final you will have these. All right? That should explain that personal fitness plan a little bit. Any other questions, you should see your teacher.